The National Assembly has passed a controversial amendment to the country's cybercrime laws, despite a walkout by journalists and opposition lawmakers. The Prevention of Electronic Crimes Amendment Bill 2025 introduces stricter regulations for social media and harsher penalties for spreading misinformation online.
Now I put the motion to the House. It has been moved that the bill further to amend the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act 2016, the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Amendment Bill 2025 as reported by the Standing Committee to be taken into consideration at once. All those in favor of the motion may say aye. All those against it may say no. I think ayes have it. Consequently, motion is adopted. The question is that clause 2 to 14 do stand part of the bill. All those in favor of it may say aye. All those against it may say no. I think ayes have it. Consequently, clause 2 to 14 stands part of the bill. Clause 1, the question is that Clause 1, Preamble and Short Title do stand part of the bill. All those in favor of it may say aye. All those against it may say no. I think ayes have it. Clause 1, Preamble and Short Title stands part of the bill. Rana Tanveer Sahab to move item number 60. मैं देख लेता हूँ, जजमेंट करनी पड़ती है कि ज़्यादा इधर है. अगर ज़्यादा होते, 2-3 और होते तो फिर मैं काउंट करा देता. जी ठीक. आइटम नंबर
Sir,
इंटीरियर के चेयरमैन मौजूद थे जो पढ़ रहे थे.
I move that the bill further to amend the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act 2016, the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Amendment Bill 2025 be passed.
Now I put the motion to the House. It has been moved that the bill further to amend the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Act 2016, the Prevention of Electronic Crimes Amendment Bill 2025 be passed. All those in favor of it may say aye. All those against it may say no. I think ayes have it. Motion is adopted and consequently the bill is passed.
The new provisions include a penalty of up to 3 years in prison or a fine of 2 million rupees for intentionally disseminating fake or false information likely to cause fear, unrest, or panic. Journalists and civil society groups have expressed concerns over the bill's impact on freedom of expression, staging a walkout during the session. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif on Thursday thanked the World Bank for placing faith in Pakistan after pledging to provide $20 billion under the 10-year Country Partnership Framework, CPF, last week. While addressing a ceremony in Islamabad today, PM Shehbaz highlighted Pakistan's very strong relation with the World Bank.
Today is a great day in Pakistan's history in terms of our very strong relation with the World Bank, which has supported Pakistan over a period of time, and very important projects were built in Pakistan, ranging from hydropower generation, water sector, and of course reforming various important organizations like Federal Board of Revenue, and of course in many other projects which, if I start mentioning them, I think the time for this event will pass, but that list will not finish.
Over the years, PTI Chairman Barrister Gohar Ali Khan on Thursday stated that party founder Imran Khan had directed to call off talks with the government due to delays in the formation of judicial commissions.
देखिए, आज खान साहब से मेरी मुलाकात हुई है, बाकी वकीला की भी मुलाकात हुई है. खान साहब ने मीडिया से बात की है. खान साहब ने बड़ा दो टोक आज ऐलान कर लिया है कि आज तक हमने हुकूमत को उससे पहले टाइम दे दिया था, 7 दिन का हमने टाइम दे दिया था. ये खान साहब ने वाजे कर दिया था कि अगर कमीशन का ऐलान इसी दौरान नहीं होता तो हमारे मजीद राउंड्स मुज़ाकरात के नहीं चलेंगे. आज खान साहब ने दो टोक अल्फाज में कहा कि हुकूमत ऐलान नहीं करती और अभी तक ऐलान नहीं किया. हमारी तो बड़ी ख्वाहिश थी कि मुज़ाकरात हो और मुज़ाकरात आगे चले, लेकिन शायद सियासी इख्तिलाफात की जो ठंडक है वो इतनी ज़्यादा है जिससे बर्फ पिघल नहीं रही. अफसोस की बात है, हुकूमत की तरफ से आज तक कोई अनाउंसमेंट नहीं हुआ, लिहाजा खान साहब ने आज मुज़ाकरात कॉल ऑफ कर लिए. खान साहब ने कहा कि इसके बाद हमारी कोई मुज़ाकरात नहीं होगी अगर आज कोई सी भी वक्त में हुकूमत ने अनाउंस नहीं किया कि हमारा कमीशन बनते जा रहा है. कमीशन का ऐलान न होने की सूरत में आज से हमारे मुज़ाकरात कॉल ऑफ है. कमीशन बनना है तो 3 सीनियर जजेस ऑफ द सुप्रीम कोर्ट हो या 3 सीनियर जजेस हाई कोर्ट के हों, इस पे कमीशन मुश्तमिल हो कि हुकूमत अनाउंस करती है तो ठीक, नहीं कर दी तो इसलिए मुज़ाकरात का आलाप होंगे। ये खान साहब का आज
The PTI and the government had been in discussions to ease political tensions. After 2 rounds of meetings, the third round took place 7 days ago, January 16th, where the PTI formally presented its demands in writing. However, despite weeks of negotiations, the dialogue process has made little progress on key issues, including the formation of judicial commissions and the release of PTI prisoners. Meanwhile, security forces have neutralized 6 terrorists in Balochistan Zab district while they were attempting to infiltrate into the province through the Pakistan-Afghanistan border, the military's media wing reported on Thursday. According to a statement from the Inter-Services Public Relations, ISPR, on the night of 22/23 January, the movement of a group of 𝐒𝐭𝐲 attempting to infiltrate through the Pakistan-Afghanistan border was detected by security forces in the general area of Sambeza, Zab district. The statement further noted, "Our troops effectively engaged and thwarted their attempt to infiltrate. As a result, 6 𝐒𝐭𝐲 were sent to hell," referring to the term used by the state for the banned Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan, TTP. Following the operation, the forces also recovered a large cache of weapons, ammunition, and explosives. The Foreign Office on Thursday called on the international community to devise a concrete plan for the reconstruction of Gaza while demanding accountability for Israeli crimes that have led to the loss of thousands of Palestinian lives.
Pakistan welcomes the initiation of ceasefire in Gaza on January 19, 2025 and the subsequent release of hostages and Palestinian prisoners. The milestone was achieved after the patient and persistent mediatory role of Egypt, Qatar, and the United States. We urge the international community to develop a concrete plan for reconstruction of Gaza in line with UNSC resolutions. We call for accountability of Israeli crimes committed in this brutal war, describing it as an essential element in restoring international legitimacy. Pakistan continues to support the two-state solution, which is based on fundamental principles of the UN Charter, resolutions of the UN Security Council, and decisions of the International Court of Justice. And we also unequivocally condemn the latest Israeli raid in the Jenin refugee camp of the West Bank, resulting in killing of 10 Palestinians. Such actions potentially undermine the precarious ceasefire in Gaza, and international community should take note of it.
Israel and Hamas reached a long-awaited ceasefire in Gaza, which began on Sunday, followed by a hostage and prisoner exchange, pausing the conflict after 15 months. According to estimates by the Palestinian Health Ministry, more than 47,100 Gazans have lost their lives due to Israeli attacks since the conflict began, with the majority being civilians. Meanwhile, about 90% of Gaza's 2.3 million residents were forcibly displaced because of the conflict. Approximately 92%, 436,000, of housing units in Gaza were destroyed or damaged, along with 80% of commercial facilities, according to Al Jazeera. Recently, at least 2 Palestinians have been killed by Israeli tank fire in the Tal as-Sultan neighborhood, west of Rafah in southern Gaza, according to the Enclave Civil Defense Agency, as reported by Al Jazeera. Meanwhile, Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar, currently in Budapest, has thanked his Hungarian counterpart for the country's refusal to honor the International Criminal Court's (ICC) arrest warrant against Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, Al Jazeera reports. Saudi Arabian Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman told President Donald Trump that the kingdom plans to invest $600 billion into expanding investment and trade with the United States over the next 4 years, according to the Saudi state news agency on Thursday. During a phone call between the two leaders, the Crown Prince highlighted that the Trump administration's expected reforms could generate unprecedented economic prosperity. The report mentioned that Saudi Arabia intends to capitalize on these conditions with its investments, but did not provide details on whether the investment would come from public or private spending, nor how the funds would be used. Meanwhile, in the UK, a judge is set to sentence an 18-year-old teenager, Axel Riots, on Thursday, who brutally murdered 3 young girls in a stabbing spree last year, which led to the country's worst riots in over a decade. Riots pleaded guilty earlier this week to the killings, 10 counts of attempted murder, and possessing a blade during a Taylor Swift-themed dance class in Southport, Northwest England. He also admitted to producing the biological toxin ricin and possessing an Al-Qaeda training manual.